Thinking about a ski trip to Bansko, Bulgaria? This video is your guide to everything you need to know for your first time here. Nestled in the Pirin Mountains, Bansko is Bulgaria's top ski resort, located about 100 miles south of Sofia. With 21 pistes covering 43 miles, there's something for everyone. Bansko has 13 lifts, a snow park, and even night skiing, so there's no shortage of action. Plus, 380 snow cannons keep conditions fresh all season. Stay tuned for tips and tricks to make your Bansko trip unforgettable.
So we flew from London to Sofia airport, and then from there it was around a 2-hour transfer to Bansko.
So Bulgaria basically has three main ski resorts. You've got Borovets, Bansko, and Pompodoro. Borovets is slightly closer to Sofia airport, but we chose Bansko because it had slightly better ratings than Borovets.
The queue was massive here on a Sunday. It took us about 2 hours, but during the weekday there was no queue at all. As you can see, this is where you enter for the cable lift, go up the mountain, and you can buy your tickets here at these desks with cash, or you can also buy your tickets over here where it says ski rental centres on the right. This is the little medical centre and the board displaying which pistes and chairlifts are open for that particular day. For some reason the queues for cash were always long, but if you just want to use a card like us, you can use this little machine here. And yeah, there's never really any queue there. And also a little tip, if you buy the half-day pass, which is only 85 Bulgarian lev for the 2024-2025 ski season, then it's like instead of paying 110 lev, I think, per person, and really there's no queue at that time, so yeah, and you save yourself whatever that is, 25 lev per person, which is about 10-12 pounds per person. And it really doesn't make that much difference, especially if you're fairly new to skiing and you just want to chill out for like 4 or 5 hours on the mountain and avoid everyone else. Yeah.
We basically chose Bansko because it was affordable, good for beginners.
Very, very affordable in comparison to if you were going skiing anywhere in the Alps, basically.
Hello, here we are. There's the base gondola station down there. We're headed up to, well, the halfway point, and then Bundarichka, which is all the way that this gondola goes, and we've got it all to ourselves. And it's a Tuesday, so little tip for you.
This is the Bansko 2025 season ski piste map, and as you can see there are many routes for many different levels. You have some black runs, red runs, blue runs, and everything in between. Now we're coming into Bundarica Paliana, which is where the cable car makes its final stop, and it's sort of the jumping off point for all the other ski lifts that continue up the various mountains. Or you can ski the ski road all the way back down to Shalong Valog, or all the way back down to the town of Bansko. And if you're a beginner skier, this is where you want to hang out the most to get to grips with your skis, and you can use the button pulls, magic carpets. There's some beginner slopes here just to get the feel of your skis. So once you come off the gondola up here, then if you want to continue higher onto more difficult slopes, you can take the ski lifts here. Some of them are labelled as blue runs, but honestly for beginners like us, they're pretty tricky. Or you can just come around here and continue down the ski road. which does get challenging in some sections, but it's much easier than the runs that you would go on if you were to go up the chairlifts. We're rolling.
Let's go.
We're going to Shalom Balog. Let's follow Hallie. Yeah, so you can get your ski gear at one of the main shops that's at the base of the gondola, although it's super busy and it's actually slightly more expensive than some of the more family-ran ski rental places.
We ended up renting from a shop just a few minutes walk from our hotel, but they were really friendly and the prices were really good for I think we got a 6-day rental, and that included the skis, poles, boots, and we also rented helmets.
Okay, let's go. The snow conditions were pretty good on the snow road.
Ski road.
The ski road, because it was quite powdery, so if you did fall, it wasn't that painful. Some of the areas got a bit icy if they were in the shade, but overall it was pretty good conditions, and it had just heavily snowed a few days ago before our first run. But they have snow machines across the whole area that they pump out snow. When you take the ski road down from the top of the gondola down to Bansko, you can veer off about halfway through towards Shalom Balog, and then this is the route through the trees to Shalom Balog. Yeah, so this is basically the route you can just hang out at all day, and I would say it's a good beginner slope. There's one section that's quite steep, but overall it's easy enough. In terms of best time to visit, well, of course it's difficult if you're booking in advance because you don't know what the weather will be like, so you don't know how much snow you're going to get. But I think, as I said earlier, with the snow machines, they always try to make sure the ski road at least is well covered with new powder. I would say try and avoid weekends because the queues on the Sunday took us 2 hours. That might have been because it was the first weekend after New Year's. But yeah, try and avoid weekends because during the whole week after that, there was essentially no queue at all.
And on the right-hand side of this is a little lunch spot. These are dotted around the resort, up the mountain and everything. But note that you probably will need cash, because we did try and order a pizza, but they didn't take card. It's probably expected. I just didn't come with any.
Although if you're like us and are not really there for the Après-ski vibe, then just buy some protein bars from the shops in Bansko, take them up, and just eat them as you're skiing, and you don't waste like 2 hours eating lunch. So we, or I was at least, essentially a complete beginner, having only ever skied once before in an indoor place in Dubai, which didn't really count, to be honest, because we didn't go down many slopes. So would I pay for ski lessons? It really just depends on your personal preference. If you're fairly comfortable and if you've maybe like ice skated before, then I would say just get your skis and watch a couple YouTube videos on the basics and off you go.
These little kids are flying.
But if you are looking for lessons, there are ski instructors all over the place that will come up to you, and they wear the sort of blue Bansko jackets. Online reviews are mixed. Some of them say they're not that great, but I imagine it's just sort of a deal there and then that you can barter with cash and get an hour or two lessons, so it's up to you. We opted to stay at the
Amira Boutique Hotel.
Yes, which is, I think, one of only 3 5-star hotels in Bansko. And yeah, it was very nice. It was labelled as a ski in, ski out hotel, which isn't entirely accurate, as it's about a 5-minute walk to the hotel, but it's still super close to the gondola. It's essentially just right down there at the base of the river there.
And it worked out because we just had to walk across the parking lot, over the little bridge, drop our ski equipment at the shop and then walk up the hill with our normal shoes. So I think that worked out really well.
This is the other 5-star hotel, the Regnum. And the other one, I believe, is at the base of the gondola, which is a true ski and ski out hotel, the Kapinski. The town in general is essentially just some bars and some restaurants. We weren't hugely into the sort of Bulgarian food, or we're not really into the après-ski scene, so we didn't really visit any of the bars. But if that's your thing, I'm sure you can find some bar or club to visit in there.
They did have a few little activities, such as a little ice skating rink. We saw ATV tours go around the town. But other than that, there wasn't much to do in the city. But I suppose the reason you're there is to go skiing, so you'll probably be up the mountain most of the time. Overall, Bansko is unbeaten in terms of value for money. For that, we rank it 5 stars. It was fairly easy to get to, though not as close to Sofia Airport as Borovets. And also, Sofia takes 3 hours to reach from London by plane. 3 stars. The high-end accommodation can be secured for an absolute bargain. 5 stars. The resort facilities, snow conditions, and ski routes were more than adequate for us and beginners. However, more expensive ski resorts, like in Switzerland or France, would probably have more runs and better facilities. 3 stars. Lastly, food was pretty bog standard, Balkan style, very meat heavy, but cheaper than Western European ski resorts. 3 stars. Thanks for watching! Ian, how's your first skiing day?
Adrenaline is pumping. Sometimes
Feet are sore.
Yep. I just had to bomb it down various routes because I couldn't stop. So oh my god, what an adventure.
We almost went down a black diamond route.
Yep.
And do you hear that? Nothing. We've got it to ourselves.
We just came down that big slope.
Oh no, Ian almost went into a tree.